I saw predominantly yesterday, Mark Stein had put out on the Stein line. Really good article. It's long, very, very long, but it's really good, of trying to map out why Luka was traded from the Dallas Mavericks. So he just did a kind of a phenomenal job of breaking that down. I really actually don't think, I'm going to share my screen here with everybody. I don't think that they are helping themselves. And I'm talking about they as the Dallas Mavericks are helping themselves here with some of the quotes that are coming out on the situation and Luka eventually being traded. Let me read a couple things here. Okay. This is from the Stein line. Legion Hoops put this out here. So let me just kind of put out here real quick. See how this looks in front of you guys. All right, let me put it like that. There you go. All right, let me read this here real quick. Okay. Nico Harrison refused to give Luka $350 million. It was largely Nico Harrison, who has increasingly believed since the Mavericks' one-sided loss to the Celtics in the NBA Finals that Doncic would not improve his commitment to conditioning, his off-court dietary discipline, would not improve as a leader or culture setter, would not improve his well-chronicled comportment issues with referees, always complaining, would not be able to stay healthy as he got older, and thus could not, after the Mavericks and Doncic grappled with these issues since Harrison arrived in June 2021, be given a 5-year Supermax deal worth nearly $350 million that he was expected in July. Okay, so there's one quote there that this is just, again, this is part of the article that I'm referring to. Nico Harrison basically, it wasn't comfortable. We kind of already saw the quotes that were out there, some of the quotes that were out there specifically on the day of the trade, or no, the next day when he talked with Jason Kidd there at the presser and basically saying like defense wins championships. And he went on to say, whatever he said. Okay, let's keep going here, because now this is the owner of the Dallas Mavericks that kind of goes into this as well. By the way, Patrick Dumont is one of the owners of the Dallas Mavericks, and he did a sit-down interview with the Dallas Morning Star. If you guys remember, Dallas Morning Star, that's Brad Townsend, who was the guy that came on last week. I think it was on Thursday, was nice enough with his time, and we talked a little bit about Luka and the trade and everything else. Here are some quotes coming from him, okay? I think Dallas is just digging a deeper hole, but it is what it is. In my mind, the way teams win is by focus, by having the right character, by having the right culture, and having the right dedication to work as hard as possible to create a championship winning outcome. And if you're not doing that, you're going to lose. Okay, these are comments that were coming from the owner. Here's another one. If you look at the greats in the league, the people you and I grew up with, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, they worked really hard every day with a singular focus to win. And if you don't have that, it doesn't work. And if you don't have that, you shouldn't be a part of the Dallas Mavericks. That's who we want. I'm unwavering on this. The entire organization knows this. This is how I operate outside of basketball. This is the only way to be competitive and win. If you want to take a vacation, don't do it with us. Doubling down, tripling down, however you want to put it. There's one more thing that I want to read here, and then we'll continue. We'll kind of give our thoughts on some of these quotes that are here. Okay. The last thing that I'm going to mention on here is an article out there about Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban attempted to stop Luka Doncic Lakers trade at last minute. We all know now he's a minority owner. And this is what it read, and this is part of the Stein line as well, his reporting. Okay. Former owner Mark Cuban tried to prevent current GM Nico Harrison from trading Luka Doncic to the Lakers, a move that has been, okay, let me keep going here. Cuban saw the swap as a franchise-altering choice and did his best to stop it from happening. But according to Stein, the deal had already been sealed by a verbal handshake. So there was more in here that felt like Nico Harrison. I'll give you the full quote. By the time Cuban found out about the Luka for AD trade, it was too late. Dumont never approached for advice. Sources said Cuban urged Harrison not to go ahead with the swap, only to find out that the deal had already been sealed with the Lakers by a verbal handshake. So Mark Cuban, by the time he found out, was trying to stop it. He was not going to stop it. And we all know what happened from there. Luka Doncic became a Los Angeles Laker. I got a couple thoughts on all this. Okay. By the way, let me say this, and this is just kind of the reality of the situation. I've said this from the beginning that I think all of this is great for the Lakers because I think it's going to mean you're getting a completely different Luka Doncic. It's one man's opinion. Think about Luka here for a second. How many different ways can you be disrespected on your way out the door for the Dallas Mavericks? Publicly, basically, this is what the Mavs have said. Publicly, not privately, not behind the scenes, not, saying, listen, we love Luka Doncic. We know. And I'm not telling you that they haven't had quotes like that praising Luka Doncic. But here's what they've basically said by trading Luka, or literally saying it kind of in a roundabout way. This is what they've said. They've said, you're not committed to winning. They said, you're not committed to your body. They said, you're not the right guy for a culture. They've said, you're not a champion. That's basically what the Dallas Mavericks have said about Luka Doncic over the course of these last few days. From the moment they traded him, their actions spoke louder than their words. Then whatever Nico Harrison said, Dumont, the owner of the Mavs as well, nothing has really been positive about Luka Doncic going the other way. I will also tell you this. I don't know, and there's no guarantee that Luka Doncic is going to be an all-time Laker great. He's going to be a legend in the game. Maybe they're right. For all I know, maybe Luka kind of starts this decline. Maybe he weighs too much and never gets his body in the right shape and conditioning and everything else. But I do know this. If all of this doesn't motivate Luka, I don't know what's going to. I don't know what is. I mean, some of the stuff they have said about Luka on his way out, how do you not take that personal? How do you not take that as disrespect? They literally are telling you, yep, we don't think you're one of the best players in the league. We don't think we can win a championship with you. We think you're overweight. You don't care about your conditioning. We actually think you hurt our culture. That's what they said about Luka on his way out. If all of this can't get Luka to be the best version of himself, then I don't think that's ever going to happen. Now, I got confidence that Luka will change. Let me give you guys an example. On Friday, I had Michael Thompson on, right? MT was on. And if you guys heard that conversation, or maybe took some of the clips that I ended up putting up on YouTube, one of the first things Michael said, he's like, he's weighs too much. He's not taking care of his body. He's got to be around 230. It's one of the first things Michael said. And Michael Thompson comes from, a mentality of your body that's your office. If you're a professional athlete, that's your office. The way you treat your body is the way you treat your office. And Michael's saying, Luka, get your shit together in an indirect way, right? I think Luka is going to be a Laker great. I think he's going to be phenomenal with the Lakers. I think he's going to be unbelievable with the Lakers. And I think the fact that the Dallas Mavericks have said these specific things about him, his character, his weight, his conditioning, his drive, his, lack of championship pursuit, all of that stuff, I think is going to benefit the Lakers. I think it's going to benefit Luka Doncic. But damn, you really can't read anything about Luka that's not negative coming from the Dallas Mavericks. That's crazy. On his way out, they definitely had no problem trying to signal this ain't the guy. He's not the guy that's going to get it done. And I do believe it's kind of interesting that that's kind of their strategy and their game plan that they're sticking to. All right, let's get some comments here. Nick T, thank you for the super, brother. Season turned around after JJ yelled at LeBron in Philadelphia. Okay, maybe that was the turning point. PNG, thank you for the super. Lakers dangerously, people snoozing on us. Okay, could be the case. We'll find out here. I don't think too many people can be sleeping on the Lakers now. I don't think they can. Tracy Johnson agrees, Slee. If he doesn't come out wanting to destroy the league in Dallas, it will prove them right. Again, I'm going to say, let me say this here real quick. And actually, it's something that Brad Townsend had said from the Dallas Morning News. I'm not watching every Mavs game, but I will tell you this. Every move Nico Harrison has made since he's been the general manager of the Dallas Mavericks has worked out for Dallas. Kyrie Irving, everybody, what the hell are you doing? This, that. That's worked out in Dallas. The Gafford trade, the PJ Washington trade, they got a lot of heat for that last year because people thought they gave up too much. That worked for the Mavs. This obviously is a completely different type of trade. He's taken his chances on Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and trading away the franchise player in Luka Doncic. So this is completely different. But maybe they won an NBA championship and he could quiet everybody down. Maybe let me tell you this, if we're in a year from now, if we're having question marks and conversations about Luka's health and his body, that's a problem. We shouldn't be. I think Luka's an absolute baller. I love what everybody has said about him. What is it? Dorian Finney-Smith last week was like, if you can put up those numbers, maybe I should weigh 270. By the way, he doesn't weigh 270, but that's just what people were saying. Saying all of that crazy shit about a top 2 player is literally insane. Not only is it insane, it's remarkably disrespectful. And if you're not Luka, saying to yourself, I'm going to demolish that team and the rest of the league. Here's the beauty with Luka. He's 25. He's already accomplished great things at 25. But you know what Luka has not accomplished? He's never won an NBA championship. That's what's left on his resume. 5-time first-team All-NBA before age 25. What? His numbers in the playoffs are better than his numbers in the regular season. Took the Dallas Mavericks to the Western Conference Finals. Took the Dallas Mavericks to the NBA Finals. Absolute killer. Big moments. Comfortable. Enjoys them. What's the score? We're down 2. Cool. I'll just hit a 3 against the Minnesota Timberwolves in the Western Conference Finals. In a critical game 2 on the road, I'm going to shut everybody's asses up. No problem. That's what I do. Where he kind of takes his game to the next level, I think this is all set up perfectly for him to do it, obviously, with a Laker. And it starts tonight. That's kind of the crazy thing, too. It's like everything, all this hype, everything we still haven't seen him come out and play a game with the Lakers. But I will say that it is going to be important for him to take that game to the next level. And I don't know if you can take your game to the next level, but maybe take your body to the next level to allow you to do whatever it is that you could do because you dropped some weight and now you have the ability to kind of take your game even further. But impossible he doesn't take all that stuff personal. All right, thank you very much for watching the clip. Just want to give a shout out here to one of our partners, the Wallace Firm. They are official injury attorney of the Sliwa Show and Hoops Talk, the entire channel. If you are ever in a need, and I hope you're not, but some type of serious injury with yourself or a family member of yours, I would like to personally help you by introducing you to the best in the business, Brad Wallace and the Wallace Firm. Also got a URL out here that you can use as well. Just go to wallacewins.com/Sliwa. Thank you for their partnership, and thank you for being a part of the Sliwa Show.